Polymer Clay TV. I'm Elisa, and today we are going to make something really cool. This is a veneer that we're going to be using. We're going to be creating a veneer, and actually several veneers, and piecing them together to make this really cool polymer clay trading coin. So I'll show you all the steps, and I have some of it already laid out, and I'm going to do it differently in different colors and different designs. On this one, what I did, these are 2 silk screens, and this is a texture sheet, obviously. But I'm going to use these 2 silk screens here that you're looking at, and this is the Lacey vines, and this is the blooming buds. And I just thought they would give it a really cool lacy effect, so you'll get to see it with two different sets of materials that I used. But I'm going to be using cabochons. I have a few different colors here because I'm not sure which I'm going to like best with the purple, so we'll see when we get there. So I just have a few colors of that. Now I've gone ahead and done all the step outs. You know, I've set up all the silk screens. They're dry, so I didn't want you to have to wait and all. But this is my 2.5-inch cutter. So I have that. And this is a really cool set that is brand new. And the way they work is, obviously, you can make little dangle earrings with them. Anything really. I mean, they're graduated and they're really cool. There's lots of options you can do with it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this cutter in the middle. See how I fit that in the middle there? So I'm just going to be using the one in the middle of the set, and then I use these to cut out these pieces. So it's the small one on the set. So I'm just using those 2 cutters out of the set. And then I have the Field of Roses texture sheet, which I use to texture the background. And I like to use a acrylic block to help apply the texture, because I tend to slip with this. So this helps keep it in place, and I like it. So you might want to think about an acrylic block because they're really handy. So let me start with the background, which is going to be our textured sheet, and all I'm going to do is cut out a circle. So I rolled this to my 3rd thickest setting on my pasta machine, but you can do this literally any thickness you want or desire. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to cut that out. Remove this extra clay. You clean up your edges. Obviously, I'm not going to take too much time right now, but get your edges cleaned after, or you can use Saran wrap, and you usually don't have any edges. Kira likes to do that, but I'm so old school with this. I've always done it this way. So there that is. That's the circle cutter. Okay. Now what I want to do is create the next layer, which will be just a solid piece of clay. So I have that all rolled out. Here's that, and that's literally just cutting, you know, your circle out. So let's do that. Running it on your surface really makes a nice clean cut. I like to do that. If you have a tabletop that's ceramic or glass, it works really well. It makes a really clean cut. So that's another tip. Okay, so that's that. So now we have our piece that's actually going to fit on top like this, but we want to apply the pieces we need and then create, you know, our cuts. So let's start by cutting 2 of each of the silkscreen designs. So I just used the whole cutter and cut out my pieces. So just find a piece that you want to focus on. There's that. So you're going to need 2 of each design. Well, that's what I'm doing. 2 of each design. Of course, I always say do what you want. This is your art, so you do what you want. So I like that. And I'm just going to do the same kind of part of the design to go there as well. So now I've got my 2 pieces from this silk screen, and this is the Lacey vines. Let me move that aside. Obviously, don't discard that. You can use it for a zillion other things. So now the blooming buds, I'm going to do the same thing and just cut out 2 pieces. I just love this. Both of these designs are oldies but goodies. They've been around for a few years, and every time I take them out, I just admire how nice they are. I love them. Okay, so I'll do one over here. So there's no rhyme or reason. You pick the part of the design. It doesn't have to be a silk screen. It can be texture. You can that you can change it up any way you want to you know, with whatever materials you have, whatever designs you have, whatever you want to do. It's totally up to you. So now I have my 4 designs, and I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to just piece it on opposite sides of each other, but the same design, like so. And then I'll do this over here, and you want to kind of just line it up with the edge as best as you can, and it creates, you know, like a cross. Okay, so piece it in there. I like to kind of move it around and make sure I've got it nicely where I want it. Move this one a little bit more so it's even better placement. Okay, so that looks good. So now I have that, and I want to create my center hole. So let's try to line this up. Actually, when I did this earlier with the other one, it created a really kind of cool bead that you could use. You'll see. So I push down on that and gently pull it out until you have your nice hole, like so. And you can clean up any edges here. If you have your tool, you can go around it like so. Just clean it up nicely. And this is what I was talking about with the kind of a cool bead. Look at how you can create a kind of a cool bead with just the leftover, and you kind of have something else to play with. So, anyways, that's just the way my brain works, as you guys probably know. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, you're going to need a little plunger cutter, and this is a little heart. And so, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and plunge around here, and save these hearts when they come out. You're going to use them. And so you just move it around to you're trying to place them in the same spot all the way around, or as close to. And obviously you get left with these hearts. And at this point now, we're ready to lay this on top. Now, okay, so this is up to you to decide at this point. Do you want to add some color to it underneath? And I think I do. I did with the last one, and so you can use pan pastels, you can use pigments, whatever it is that you have or want, paint, anything to highlight it. But this is the thing. If you're using a pan pastel or if you're using a pigment, when you put it on the clay, it tends to want to repel clay from sticking to it. So I'm just a little bit more strategic I try to be a little more strategic with this, like put it right in the middle and not cover the whole thing, because I do, you know, I don't want it to not stick. I want it to stick on top of each other. And like I said, the pigments tend to repel it from sticking, and so don't go overboard with it. If you do, you can stick a little piece of glue in, a little bit of glue in there. Some Weld Bond works great. You see how that highlights now? Look at, let me move this back a tiny bit. It highlights beautifully with the ink, and at this point then you can go ahead and press and make sure there's no air pockets. Okay, I probably should have cleaned off my finger before I did that, because now I've got a little on there, which I don't care because it looks nice. And I'm going to be adding more. So now we've got our hearts sitting here that we cut out. That one I crushed. Sorry guys. Let me just grab another one from here. All right. So then we're going to place our hearts right here along the edge on each one of these pieces. See how it comes together so easy? And it's just a matter of adding, you know, different things to it. So then you want to give these a little press when you have them in the place you want them. And then that's where your cabochons come in. And I think I'm going to go with the purple for sure, because that'll really highlight it nicely. And so what I do is I lay them where I want, and then once I have them set where I want them, then I permanently set them in there, or you know, push them in rather. They have to be baked. Oh, so let me just show you, there are tools out there. I actually have some tools coming that will help you to place your cabochons and stuff. I know there's one called a crystal katana, but I found this one on the market that's supposed to even be better than that. So I ordered some. So they'll be in the shop soon because it's so much easier to move things and place things when you have the right tools. So there's that. And then I just went around and placed one here at the end here in between. What am I doing? I should be using my tool. And that helps. One here. And actually then you're going to put one on each. I'm not going to sit here and do each one right now. I'll shut down the recording and then I'll come back with it done for you so you can see. Because I don't want to make you watch me put all of these on here. And then I think I'm going to put one actually in the middle of each of the hearts as well to kind of highlight that as well. So let me take care of that and I'll be right back and I'll show it to you done. So now I have all of my cabochons placed and I'm just going to add a little more color. And this is totally like up to you. Like I said before, you know, this is your piece. Do what you want that makes you happy, makes it look nice to you. So I really like the way this copper color looks on these reds and orangey colors. It just kind of brings out just a really nice color. So I like to add it, but if you don't want to, by all means, don't. And really, that's all there is to this project, and it looks so cool, and yet so easy, you know? You could even, there are other possibilities too. If you wanted, you could texture this top veneer layer, you could texture your hearts, and, you know, I mean, just really change it up any way you want. I'm just going to put a little on my hearts, just to make it kind of all flow together better. And there you have it. Simple yet super cute and really fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. You can find most of the products in our cart, and I'll leave you links below so you can find them easily. So thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.